guys? We're here to talk about the divisional round, game by game, what's gonna happen, what happened, and all that. We're gonna first start off with our favorite game, the Tennessee Titans upsetting the number one Baltimore Ravens in the AFC, 28-12. Butch, we talked about the Ravens taking over this game, but it seemed like it was opposite. How did you feel about this game?
They just, you know what? And the first thing you have to do is you have to give so much credit to the Tennessee Titans and Mike Vrabel. I did not see this coming. I did not think that they were going to be able to stop what the Baltimore Ravens do best on offense. I thought maybe they had a chance because I had seen teams like Tennessee and San Francisco do enough to maybe stifle them a little bit. It was nothing like this. It was nothing like this. And really, a lot of it can be predicated to their great preparation, their ability to use their personnel to stop the players that you usually see for Baltimore really making an impact. Guys like 42 Patrick Ricard or 89 Mark Andrews. Those guys usually take over the game for the Baltimore Ravens. And the Titans said, nope, we got answers. We got solutions to those problems. And then probably the creme de la creme. This guy is a freaking mutant, okay? For all you video gamers out there and you guys play Resident Evil 3, Mr. X, okay, Derrick Henry's Mr. X. Okay, you can hear his footsteps coming from a mile away, and you can't kill this guy. He's that character in the game. You can shoot him as many times you want. Like Mr. X, he's not going to die. And he ran right over the Ravens whenever he felt like. I can't believe it. All that aura, tough guy stuff, they walk into a bar, knock you out stuff I thought the Ravens were known for, that came right up off them in that game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it started, I was just kind of going from, the start of the game, ever since like Lamar Jackson threw that interception, in the beginning I was like, okay, whatever, and then, Tennessee goes up 7-0 and then they go up 14-0. And we were talking about this, like SportsCenter, ESPN, we're talking about this, like, are Ravens the type of team to really come back from behind and really, and I think we were talking about too, like, can they come back from behind and win the game? Do they have that capability? And I was like, whoa, this is a good test. Now everyone's answers are going to be, questions are going to be answered. And oh my God, like all of a sudden, Tennessee goes up 21-6. Ravens fumble. They go 28-6. And I'm just like, oh my God, they're actually doing this. Like, what do you like? I mean, obviously this was about, Lamar Jackson, he choked last year. And then, can he do this again? Can he do in the season what he did in the regular season? Like, what did the Tennessee Titans do to really like prevent him from really doing what doing what he did as an MVP?
To me, it sounded like the Titans knew we need to get up early. If we can get up early on them and force them to pass, we can clog the middle. We can get between the numbers, enough bodies there, force Lamar to dissect the zone. They'll be forced to go into 5 wide, force him to get the ball out towards the numbers. That's exactly what they did. They ran the ball. First 7 runs, Derrick Henry, right down their throat, right down the field, and that deflated the crowd. You could see it. They took the breath right out of them. Oh, man, here we go. All right, let's go offense. Let's get back out there. Let's try to do something. And then the Ravens, they go back out there, and these are the types of plays that I like to see from them, where they're running that – we talked about this. We're running that pistol formation. They're running that read option. The reason why they do it from the pistol instead of the shotgun is that they can place the running back behind them. Now you can go both ways. If you're in the shotgun, you have to put the running back on one spot or the other, and the defense gets to tee off on which side you're going to. They'll know. But when they put the running back behind them, they have two-way go. The Titans did the smart thing. They said, wherever 42 goes, Patrick Ricard, we're going to meet him before he has a chance to get around the outside and lead Lamar Jackson to the edge with a pulling guard. You see it. Number 44, last name's Correa. I like this kid for Tennessee. And I'll be doing a little deeper dive on their film. Correa meets Ricard right there at the line. Pack. And Lamar Jackson sees it, and he freezes. He's like, what do I do? He tries to go back towards the middle of the line. Jarrell Casey, Jeffrey Simmons, Rashaan Evans ate his lunch when he tried to get back to the middle of that line, and they did it on 4th and 1. The Ravens had gotten every 4th and 1 that whole season. They didn't get into the 2 chances they tried with Tennessee. That's when they started. That's when they knew it's going to be a long day. They panicked. It was done.
Yeah, Tennessee did definitely, came up and did their homework. They had one of their defensive players, like you said, number 44, stepping up and really just taking them out, taking their game plan out of the question, out of the game. And, it was interesting to see. I was like, okay, so let's see how good of a, thrower Lamar Jackson is. And I wanted a little bit of optimism for it because he's had such a good year, and I would hate for him to really just end it like this. But, it is what it is. You get a good player, but, I'm just surprised they didn't have another game plan. I'm surprised they weren't didn't think people were going to catch up to this and this is playoff football. There was just, I don't know. I wasn't really impressed by, Baltimore. I definitely expected more. Jim Harbaugh, he's a good coach, great coach, was able to, formulate this and make this what it is. But I was pretty disappointed in their performance. It's crazy that you think they won 28-12 and Henry, ran for 195 yards. That guy's just, doing it again 2 weeks in a row. And another thing that happened 2 weeks in a row is Ryan Tannehill only had less than 100 yards passing. So you can tell, this is just all about the run game, great defense, playing well, maybe playing a little conservative. He only had 14 attempting passes. So you can kind of understand, where this game was going. But, is Ryan Tannehill, was it just because of just how the game was going? Or do you think, they don't really trust him as much at throwing the ball? Or they didn't need him to throw as much?
Well, they certainly trust him. Look at the types of passes he was completing. Dang the numbers. That throw that he made on 3rd down and goal on the first possession to Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith one-handed it and fell on one butt cheek and got that touchdown. That's a dime that Mariota. Yeah, that's a dime that Mariota can't make. They asked him to make that play. They asked him to make a couple plays near the goal line where he ran that option in. And the thing that I like about them, their offense has rhythm. We're going to pound you, break off a long run. We can come back. Okay, you're reeling a little bit. Shot play. And that's exactly what happened. That's how they got their second touchdown to Khalif Raymond. Is after that turnover, after that 4th and 1 stop, the offensive coordinator said, "This is it. They're gonna fold on this one. We can get them down early." What do? Shot under center, turn, play action fake. Marlon Humphrey, barbecue chicken. We're going up top. They dot Khalif Raymond. Before you know it, it's 14-0. The entire crowd in Baltimore, you hear them go, "Oh!" The air comes out of the entire stadium. All the players and the coaches, I hate to use this analogy on our blog. You see their butthole get like this, the rears get like this. That was the whole sideline. Oh man, it was beautiful game calling. So no, they trust Ryan Tannehill. They just need him to do 8 to 10 plays of magic, and he's delivering.
Wow. So Titans get the upset, much deserved win for them. Get 28-12, and they're going to be visiting the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead, who's another good team that put up a lot of points, 51 points. So, I think in that game we're going to have to see Ryan Tannehill probably, pass more than 100 yards on that game. So, but that's a good one. That's going to be the first game on Sunday. That's going to be a good game to watch. Next game we'll talk about is the Minnesota Vikings going into 49ers, losing 21-7 to the 49ers. 49ers defensive line just demolished that offensive line, and I don't think Kirk Cousins even knew what to do. I think he was just lost. Butch, how did you feel about that game?
Yeah, you called it, right? The defensive line for the Niners, they took over that whole game. There was nothing that the Vikings, they had really one possession where they looked like a real offense. And that was that one where they abused Ahkello Witherspoon with Stephon Diggs. Outside of that, they had no offense, no run game. Kevin Stefanski didn't know what to do. They pay these guys, Thielen and Diggs, and they don't use them on the outside. Even when they try to do so, Cousins gets scared, throws the interception to Richard Sherman. It was miserable. Absolutely miserable if you're a Vikings fan. But you got to give the Niners a lot of credit. That's as talented a team as I've seen all year.
Yeah, great. Kyle Shanahan deserves a lot of credit. Like, great game planning. They were just running all over him, trick plays. Like, everyone was kind of getting into it, especially like in the first half and a little bit in the second half. And it's this defense. Oh my gosh, this D-line. Even D Ford showed up. He hasn't played all season, and here he comes, gets a sack. Like, this defensive line just had, and we talked about it in our game, when we were giving predictions. Like, they got that. They needed that, first round. They needed that first round bye because they weren't playing too well, and it could have been just everyone was just playing a little hurt, and they were about to, and everybody was able to like rest up, heal, and they really showed like they had a lot of energy this game. Like, just from the very start. Like, just the way the momentum was shifting, I was just like, okay, this is gonna be the Niners win. They're gonna take it all the way.
Oh yeah. And again, I'm proud of guys like D Ford. We give him a lot of trouble on this site, but he stepped up. Their pass rush looks noticeably different when he's bringing juice off the edge. They go like 6 deep now with first rounders and first round talent. Very happy for him. Like I said, we're going to do our predictions and all here soon. I guess you can already tell what my side is going to go for them.
Right. So the 49ers are going to go ahead and play and represent the NFC Championship, one of the teams for the NFC Championship, and they're going to be in the next game. They're going to play the winner of this game that we're going to talk about, Seahawks going into the Packers. Packers coming up with a late win, controversial call at the end a little bit, but 28-23. Marshawn Lynch wasn't, a huge help, getting him. I think it seemed a little bit desperate, bringing him on the team. But in cold weather, they even hit the over. I picked the under on that game. Didn't know why. But anyways, Butch, what were your thoughts about this game?
Thought the Seahawks were going to win. They didn't win. So, I don't know, dude. Like, the Seahawks, they have a lot of questions going forward, man. Like, Devontae Adams turned back the clock. He ate them alive. There was one point late in the game where Seahawks are trying to get back into it. I only watched, admittedly only watched portions of this game, even though I'm right here in Seattle. And a bunch of you here, you can tell when the Seahawks are doing something great because right here in my apartment complex, people are yelling and screaming and what have you. But for the most part, they were quiet, and I can see why. They had times where they really could have really put the clamps on Green Bay, but the strategy again. What are they trying? What do they want to do? Right? They're another team that needs to figure out what their plan B is because they're trying to run the football. You pay Russell Wilson all this money. You're trying to run the football with Travis Homer and Marshawn Lynch. To get a 50-50 balance, you need points. Who do you think you're playing right now? Did they forget that Aaron Rodgers guy that plays for Green Bay is pretty good? That he can drop points as fast as anyone else? They must have forgot that because here they are in the second quarter. They're still trying to run read option, go up the middle. Green Bay is playing too over the top. They're playing cloud coverage with DK Metcalf. Leaving Tyler Lockett one-on-one, they're able to get physical with Tyler. Then what? They had no options. They leave Russ, and then this is not good for Russ, man. I feel bad for Russ because if he had the type of pass-catching targets that we have here in Kansas City, boy, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. They really need to like think about like even if it's Chris Carson in the future, is he the guy that's really going to help them? He's been injured. And then now they settle for this, yeah, he definitely needs the help. He's too valuable a quarterback, and you pay him way too much money to not give him this help. Maybe they can't afford it because they gave him all that money. I don't know, but it really was sad. Like they could have really had this game and take over. But at the end of the day, Devontae Adams being a beast, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's I mean, we do talk about him, but he needs to be kind of mentioned as one of the best top receivers in the game. I don't know, maybe he is mentioned a lot, but to me, I don't hear much of him. He just really took control of this game. Just destroyed. What the Seahawks defense gave him. What do you think about their play? What did you think? What do you think about the Green Bay side? Were they deserving of going to the next round?
Yeah, yeah, their offense actually did the right things in this game. I didn't think that was going to happen. It took them a while to get the running game going, but the play calls down towards the end, they're okay with. You can tell Matt LaFleur is looking at Aaron Rodgers and he's saying to him, "Look, we're going to give you opportunities to throw the ball deep. You're going to have opportunities to show that you're still Aaron Rodgers, but I need you in like the first portions of this game, early in the downs, to hand the ball off to Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones and find the ball short to them. They're going to help ease us into our game plan. Then I'm going to let you take over and be Rodgers." And that's exactly what happened. That fourth quarter, there's about 6 minutes left in the game. Seahawks decide to punt for some reason. I'm like, that's a recipe for disaster. I know you're north of the 2-minute warning. You got all 3 timeouts. You think you can get a stop. Team 12 do this too many times. 1 completion, 2 completions, short completion. The next one, third down, slot fade to Devontae Adams. They got Chicago with a similar look at the goal line where they were having trouble scoring. That's how they got into the end zone on that one. They looked to that slot fade, which is something that the Chiefs should do more of, by the way. They looked at that slot fade, got them a big first down, took them to the 2-minute warning. Now all they need is 1 more first down. The game's over. That's where you got that third down controversial call. They get the snap, 5 wide. They run the tight end under on what was really a pick route. People need to realize that the yellow line is not official. So, I mean, the Seahawks, they deserve to lose that game. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And at the end of the day, you're right. The best team did win. Green Bay Packers 28-23. So they're going to be going to Santa Clara and playing San Francisco 49ers later in the day after the Titans Chiefs. But we got our 4 teams. Really quick before we end this, how do you feel about these 4 teams, and how do you feel about these 2 games on Sunday?
This is the best case, or one of the better case scenarios that you can imagine for a championship game. I mean, with the Chiefs, they have to exercise demons here against a team that they're 1-9 against, I think, with Andy Reid, and it's the portion of their defense that's the worst. It's their run defense. It's about being in a fist fight. It's not going to be about going out and putting on a show for Kansas City come Sunday. It's going to be, this guy's going to walk up and punch you in your face and say to you, what? What are you going to do about it? And they have to be able to respond. And then on the NFC side, you have Goliath, in my opinion, in San Francisco. Like, they know exactly what they're doing, and they are extremely fast. Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers, you still got enough in you for 1 more? Can we make it a rematch of the first Super Bowl back in the day for the 100th anniversary? We'll see, man. It's going to be some good football.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and I'm super stoked, and I'm sure everyone is stoked. So can't wait to see you guys. But please, thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys in a couple days. Peace.